So in this video, we're going to dive into this drill that completely transformed one of my students' swings. And it is a drill that literally every golfer out there can do, and you will benefit in some area in your golf swing massively from it. So let's look here at my student David. Now, these two swings you're seeing are in the exact same lesson. So really from here, this gives a massive eye-opener into how good this drill, or you could say training aid, is for your golf swing. As you see with the one without him doing the drill, is he's having this excessive right side bend. Everything's getting cramped through the golf ball, a lack of width, lots of face rotation going through the shot. So that means striking will be a little bit of a struggle, and also just general dispersion of the shot will also be tough. So you'll be hitting it sometimes fat, sometimes all over the place for direction. So this next one here, absolutely amazingly different in how that pivot is moving. You can see how the body is a lot more stacked on top of each other. There's less aggressive side bend going on. So then you can see going through the golf ball how much better is that width post impact. So that means much better club face control, but also a better ability to strike the golf shot more consistently. And this isn't something that you need to go and train forever to go and get into your golf swing. Remember, this is in a single lesson. So here's the training aid version of what David was using here. So this is a Tour Striker Smart Ball, and David was just using a little ball in between his arms. So just a ball this size can suffice very nicely. So why was this so helpful? Why did this fix so many things in how he was moving? So when you've got this ball in between your arms, it does a good couple of things. So what we were mainly using it for was to make sure that he was maintaining his width going through his downswing. So David has a tendency going through the golf shot to get a little bit narrow post impact. He'll have this excessive side bend and get narrow going through the ball. So this training aid prevents the narrow nature going through the golf ball, because as soon as you get narrow, that trail arm starts to bend. So this ball will start to drop. That's why this training aid is good, because the ball doesn't drop to the ground like it did in David's video. So this where even without doing the perfect movement, it was still so much better, like in the video. So for us to maintain this structure going post impact, what has our body got to do to be able to achieve that? It's got to stay more on top of each other with that pivot. You can't have this excessive side bend and keep this in between the arms. It will fall. So this is where the body will start to self-organize itself to be able to achieve that. It will start to stay a little bit more stacked on top of each other in that downswing with this less aggressive angles, because the goal is to keep this in your arms post impact. So me just hitting the ball here, you're going to see how everything's going to stay very stacked. And you're seeing how I'm stopping just post impact here. So having that great width. So you can see how everything in the golf swing starts to align itself to make that possible. Hitting a bunch of birds with one stone, you can say. And quite often we can find little areas in a player's golf swing where we can target something and a lot of other things will clear up. So not only does that help with the width we're trying to create and the better pivot movement. So that was all just for better club face control and better ball striking. But for you golfers out there who have a trail arm that maybe gets a little bit away from you in the downswing, a little bit disconnected, elbow points behind, shaft steepens, this ball will help massively with that. It's going to help you keep that right arm a little bit more tucked, because if you don't, the ball's dropping. So great feedback for that. Let's say you're someone, again, I mean, this is about width also, about the chicken wing type of move. You can't do that with this ball. So that's what this ball was designed for. So it can help with that, it can help with the guys wanting to get their right arm more in front, to shallow the golf club, but it can also help with players like myself who want to get their arms a little bit more matched up with what their body does, maybe a bit quick with your body in transition. This will keep the arms traveling with the body very nicely to create more control. So practically most problems you have in the golf swing can be sorted quite nicely with something like this. So this exact training aid is a Tour Striker Smart Ball. You can use other training aids. You might have seen this in the background of some of my videos, this real beaten up impact ball that I've had since, I don't know, I think I was about 12 years old when I had this. So this is obviously worse for wear. This is a little bit better. This does the exact same thing. So it's a great thing to go and practice. Or you can just buy a cheap inflatable ball that you put in between your arms. that will do just fine. So I recommend every golfer to practice with that, and you will be amazed at what can be fixed. It really can fix practically almost everything. So actually, have a good go here. This is going to be really good for a lot of you to do. You'll most likely have good improvements like David did here. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too, to be notified every time I put out a video. So get working on this, improve your swing.